Alrighty, so just wanted to share a very simple mod for Hifiman Sundara headphones, essentially replacing the original strap for a custom one. In this case, I've made one out of the leather, and it's a very simple mod, about 30 bucks worth of materials to complete this, and essentially gives you the ability to have a removable strap here. So once yours gets super dirty or worn out, you easily can replace it with something that you can uh, basically keep up with in terms of just replacements, making them yourself. Essentially, what this all consists of is this is leather. Don't mind the spottiness; it's just leather being leather, kind of absorbing. And this one actually has beeswax in it, and when I was melting the beeswax onto it, that's where it got kind of its patina in terms of all these spots. But essentially, there are a couple of tutorials on YouTube how to open Sundara up, but essentially all you really need to do is grab a heat gun. I don't know if like a hair heat gun is enough. I have like the actual like a tool version of it. But heat this up, this part here, this is metal, this is plastic, so don't go crazy on this, don't melt things. Very low heat for the heat gun itself. Essentially, there's like a drop of glue inside, so you just want to warm it up just to make it a little bit more pliable, to soften it up a little bit. And then if you have like a very thin screwdriver, there's basically, when these two parts meet, there's a tiny little crack here that you can kind of wedge the screwdriver in and just pry it open. I have ifixit's prying tool. That's what I used. Worked perfectly, didn't scratch anything. Was able to reuse this back. Same thing. I actually opened up from this side as well. It's exactly the same. Then once you get them off, this plastic part, it's basically two parts wedged together. Open it up. Be careful. It does have kind of like a small lip running inside, which basically locks them together. So don't go crazy on it, be gentle with it. And essentially, the original strap, there is a slit in this side of the plastic right here, and the strap goes in, kind of makes a J hook, and I think there was maybe even, I don't remember, I think it was glued in, but I think there was also like a metal tab that was holding it together. I could be wrong, but I think something was holding it. But again, super easy to remove it. It's the same glue, I think, as here. Once you heat it up, it just peeled off essentially. Remove the strap. Then on Amazon, I bought a kit for these snap buttons right here. So kit comes with basically everything that you need to actually get them snapped together, because they come with in two parts. And you need kind of like a punch to make sure that you're riveting both of them together so that they don't fall apart. For this side, with the ones on the plastic, you don't need the second part that usually is there for when you're doing it on fabric. And essentially all I did was just sand it lightly the plastic, just to give it a little bit of a grit. Used 5-minute epoxy and just epoxied these right on top of the slit that was there for the original strap. Same thing on the other side, same exact process, right? Let them cure, let them, so that they get glued together. Throw out, well, before you even throw out the original strap, I used it as a template. Bought again from Amazon a piece of leather. Make sure that you're getting a genuine leather, and that you're getting the one that is not dyed with any colors, because usually if it's a cheap dye and cheap leather, it will start leaching out as soon as you put it on your head or on your skin, and you're gonna have like brown spots on your head, and I don't know how toxic those things are. So I just bought like a regular undyed natural piece of leather from Amazon. I think it was like 10 bucks, 15 bucks, something along those lines. The kit comes with a punch hole, so punched a couple of holes here. The distance between them, it was a little bit shorter for kind of where the original strap was, so I think like by maybe like a centimeter or so. You'll have to play with it a little bit But essentially this here is a perfect size for me, so that when it sits on my head, the distance between the metal and the top of this is about like the width of my finger, so a couple of centimeters. Super comfortable, very happy with this. And yeah, basically punch a hole in each end, use the kit for the snap buttons, basically put them together, put the punch inside, hit it a couple of times with a hammer, it rivets to these two pieces together so that they're not coming apart. As I mentioned at the beginning, the reason why it looks the way it looks in terms of the splotchiness and whatnot, I also bought genuine beeswax, again on Amazon, like a brick of it. Obviously didn't use very much of it. It was basically, I don't know, maybe like a few ounces, I don't know. Melted it with the same heat gun that I had, wrapped it over the leather, and then melted it again on top of the leather so that the leather got hot enough where the wax again liquefied and the leather basically just wicked it inside. So now this is all full of beeswax. So I'm hoping it prevents leather from rotting or kind of degrading too quickly, especially if it sits right on my head against skin. So yeah, and when I was doing it, basically that's where it got its splotchiness. I'm guessing the more wax, kind of like where there was more wax, it got darker. Where there was a little bit less, it's lighter. But I like this. It kind of has its own character. The sides, I tried beveling them after the fact, so now they're a little chewed up, which I should have done before, but I got the beveler after I did all of this, and didn't want to cut another piece just because of the bevels. But yeah, essentially once all of this done is, I use the smooth side of the leather towards my head, and basically just snap these back on. And you have a fully customized, fully replaceable strap, which is super comfortable. Again, I had a larger punch hole here just to put some ventilation holes in the strap itself, and I do feel the difference. I do feel a little bit of air coming to my skin, so I highly advise if you're using a non-breathable material, because essentially you can cut this out of anything you want, right? So to put a few holes here to make sure that it breathes a little bit. I was actually thinking of maybe even doing like one from 3D printer with a TPU, just for the kicks of the hell of it. But for now, using this leather one, and again, super comfortable. Not a big investment at all. And now I have a replaceable strap, so when this gets super dingy or breaks or whatever, right, I can easily replace it by just making another one. And again, I have the ability to do different materials, different whatever I want. So yeah, so very easy mod. Hopefully you find this useful. Just wanted to share because I'm super excited about it. Been using it for a few weeks now, and yeah, I mean, don't miss the old strap at all, and really like this this contraption right here. That's it.